Okay, so welcome everybody to this week's Wednesday night training. I'm so excited to bring it to you, as I always am. And what I wanted to chat with you guys tonight is about your ASVP packs, the power in your ASVP packs. Does anyone know how much money you make when you sell an ASVP pack? That's what I thought we could chat about. Do you want to know? Yeah, cool. Might be handy. So we're going to chat about that, and we're going to chat about following up, the fortunes in the following up, and some key things to help you guys all in your follow-up, basically. So I wanted to open tonight with something that Cass House said to me last week on Thursday morning. She said, do you know that at the end of the day, though, whether you're selling the business or whether you're selling product, people buy your energy. She goes, don't you think most people today just aren't very exciting? Be the person that's exciting. And I thought, geez, I feel like that is this business in a nutshell, because it so is. You know, that person who's exciting when you walk into the room, that's the person you're drawn to. So be exciting. So I wanted to share that with you guys tonight because I thought she was bang on. And I also wanted to share, I'm just going to screen share for a second. I want to share this video that, so Linda Parker was our keynote speaker at AAC this year. Whoops, hang on, what am I doing here? And can everybody see this? It's working? Yep, awesome. So yeah, Linda made this video for her vice president team. So it is directed at a vice president. When Cass showed me the video, I loved it. And I've watched it a few times and I thought, I just want to show you guys this video tonight because like you'll be able to see in there that she's talking to a vice president going nation, but it's what we all do. It's the exact same thing. It's the same thing for everybody. You might not have built a region yet. Like she says in there, you'll know what I mean by saying that. But the main thing is the main thing. And she's telling you how to build a region and how to build a nation. And I think it's just so spot on. So I'm just going to let it do the talking and take it away for the next 5 minutes. But it's an incredible video, guys. So check it out. Oh, Linda Parker, by the way, just FYI, Linda Parker took 11 years to go area manager, 11 years to become an area manager, and then 3 years later, become a 4-wide ENVP and is now one of the top 10 income earners in the world. Pretty incredible, right? She is amazing. She's such a kind, loving soul. We've seen her at AAC and she rocked our socks off. So she's just so clever. She's done an incredible, yes, hope for all of us. So I'll put it on. Take it away.
Level up. You might be asking yourself, what needs to change and what can I do to grow? The good news is it's something you already know how to do. We're going to do what we did to go region. What did we do to get to VP? We scheduled, we shared, we sold, we sponsored. What do we do once we're VPs? Team trainings, team events, conference calls, social media posts. You guys, we need to do less of what we're doing and more of what we did to get here. This isn't a do as I once did business. This is a do as I'm currently doing business. Dude, your team is trained, I assure you. As Rita used to say, our know-how is way ahead of our do-how. The truth is, the team you have now is only going to give you the numbers you've been getting, or less. I know, right? You need to add more team. And how do you add more team? By doing more scheduling, more sharing, more selling, more sponsoring, more strategy, more of everything you're already doing, more of everything you already know how to do. If you want to go region again, go back to doing what got you to region in the first place. Pick up the phone, schedule events, fill your calendar with in-home demos, virtual events, one-on-ones, and then start duplicating that. So here's a question. What do you think would happen if you held 2 events per week and your team followed? How many events make a region? Well, if each event is 500 QV, then it'll take 80 events between you and your team. How many events is your team executing each month? If each event averages 500 QV, then 10 people doing 8 events each will take you region call. That's each person doing only 2 per week. Increasing activity increases contacts, increases team, increases volume, increases your team's activity, and brings new life to your business.
Just on a side note, when she says you may need to date people, for those who haven't listened to Linda Parker before, she explains that how many exposures we have when we offer someone the business, or when we, someone's looking at the products. Often it's very common that they don't buy the products on the first exposure and that they don't join your business on the first exposure. So she says you need to date people. You need to take them out for coffees. You need to woo them. And it's so true.
As you meet new people, they're going to let you know how they fit into your business. They'll either be a consultant, or they'll be a client, or they'll be a connector who will introduce you to more and more people. When you find new consultants, it's their job to become successful, but it's our job to give them the right start. What makes someone successful? I believe it's the right start order to get them their tools for their business, coupled with the right activity to get them into momentum, and to get them to district in 2 months or less. Even though Arbonne is fun and people love the products, they start a business to make money. That's why it's important to help people get to district as quickly as possible. If a nutrition set is 310 QV, then 10 sets is worth 3100 QV. If an RA9 set is 339 QV, then 10 sets is worth 3390 QV. Either way, 10 sets is over 3000 QV. That's a really decent DM call and a really decent paycheck. How many people do you think would have stayed in your business if they had been earning a decent paycheck? If someone starts their business with a minimum of 2 ASVP sets, then they really just need to sell 8 more. And if they do 10 sets 2 months in a row, they'll be a district manager by the end of month 2. As VPs, we know to start our consultants with at least 2 ASVP sets. But does your team know that? Let's make it our goal to teach our teams to start every new consultant with at least 2 sets. Now here's where it gets fun. Did you know that 4 people selling 10 ASVP sets each puts a person in area call? And when those 4 people find their 4 people who sell 10 ASVP sets each, that puts a person in region qual. Your new person selling 10 sets is DM call. And when they find 4 people to sell 10 sets, that's AM call. And if those 4 people can find 4 people to sell 10 sets, that's RVP qual. So helping your team to find their 4 and helping those 4 to find their 4 is a big deal to a great start. When I start a new consultant, I sit down with them with this diagram so that they can see a visual of how to build their organization. I ask them who they'd like to do business with. Who do they think is amazing? Who's already successful at what they're doing? And who would they love to work with? And I write down these names with them right onto the diagram. I then ask them about each of their top people's circles. Who might their top people want to talk to? Do they belong to a church, a neighborhood group? Do they have friends from work? Who do they associate with? Imagine if each time you start a new consultant, you talk to their 4+4. That's 20 new people added to their network and yours. Helping them to map their network helps them to visualize their organization and see the possibilities of what could be their region. And building regions will take you to nation and beyond. So there you go. Increase activity to find new people. Start them right and help them to find their people. I think we can do that. I know we can because we've done it before. It's time to level up, baby. Here we grow.
Pretty cool, hey? Hang on, yeah, what did you guys think of that? It was great. Hey, I love how she rolls out what your business looks like how the business looks, you know, how you create it, because I think we get excited and we see it, and it does, Hayley, it makes it look simple. Hey, like it just is a great way to give you the visual of what a region looks like. A region looks like 80 presentations. How cool is that? What does 80 presentations look like? 4 + 4 + 4. So I love that breakdown. And, you know, the simplicity of that is you never do more than 2. You never do more than the 2 a week. but now you're getting paid on 80 people doing 2 a week. See the power in that? Time leveraging. It's so powerful. So ASVPs, guys, I took a photo the other day. I found this training on the source. NVP Katrina Andrews does it, and she does such a great job. And I just screenshotted. The lighting's not going to let me show you that. But I just screenshotted anyway what money you make on ASVP packs. So did you know on the anti-aging ASVP pack, you make $73.65 at a consultant level when you sell that to a PC. So as a consultant, if you sell 10 of them a month, you make $730. How insane is that? Nuts. Here's where it gets more exciting. If you're a district manager, so say you've done that for 2 months, now the next month you're a DM. As a DM, you get $96 per ASVP pack you sold because now you're getting the district manager extra override. So now you're getting $9,600. $960. I'm getting to that. As area manager, 114 per pack. 1,000, 1,100. My maths isn't too great. And as a regional vice president, once again, guys, your workload's not getting any different. It's the same. It's just that you're adding volume, but your workload is exactly the same. So now as a regional vice president, you get paid $122 per pack you sell. So just in packs, can you see how that works? This is what's so true, Lou. So true. It's not about getting busier and getting crazy. It's just understanding the system and finding your four. So you really want to have, I'm such a visual person, that diagram she did, have that up in your house somewhere, the diagram, so that you can see it with your four and then their four off. And even if you don't have 4 yet, I can guarantee you there's 4 people in your mind. Yeah? You can think of 4 people that you would love to be working with. That's where you want to start building relationships. And it's not about, being a shark and trying to get them. Build a relationship, guys. Find their need, and work on that. I've got people who are a part of my dream team in my laundry. I have a laminated sheet with my dream team on it. So, and I'm consciously cautious that I'm building relationships, strong relationships with those guys. And I just am always doing that because I've met them and they've stood out to me. They've got skill. They're very good at what they do now. They're exactly what I want to work with. And I've offered them all the business. They've all said not yet, keyword. And I'm just constantly building a relationship with them. So I wanted to talk, and I love Linda Parker, who just did that video. She told us at AAC that when she closes up a presentation, she always says what most people do is get an ASVP pack because it's the best value at 40% off. She's like, do you know how many people do immediately what most people do? Such great lingo. So write that down. What most people do. That's something that you want to have. And I've put it in the script on our product presentation guide section. That can help you there too. Okay, so following up. This will be incredibly helpful for you guys and one of the most important topics ever. And the thing is, the reality is 95% of people don't follow up. It's so true. Most people pay no attention to the follow-up at all. And it is 100% where your business lays. Our business, the nature of our business is we go from exposure to exposure to exposure to exposure. That's our business. That's exactly what we do in a nutshell. So the fortune is in the follow-up. You've created an exposure and, we go to a lot of work to create those exposures. Yeah, a lot of work. We can all agree with that. We need to follow up. It's the most important part. We create the exposure. Now we need to say what we said we were going to do. That's really all following up is. So the average person takes 4 to 6 exposures, 4 to 6 times seeing you to either purchase the product or join your business. So I love how Eric Worre says, so if someone joins your business right away, and I've had this happen, I've gone to a product presentation before and signed up everyone at the product presentation. It ended up being an 8,000 QV product presentation. It was insane. So exciting. And dead set after that, I think my next 3 consultants took me over a year. So it's funny how the law of averages balances back out again. He goes, if someone joins you immediately, your next person's probably going to take 50 exposures just to balance you back out. And it's so true. Everyone's so different. He said some of the most powerful people in network marketing that he's interviewed took years to join. Years. So you've got to be that consistent product of the product, you know. And I have people messaging me, Beck Lurton, who's just joined our business now. She's probably going to be tuning into the recording soon. I offered Beck the business. Actually, I sponsored somebody who offered Beck the business 3 years ago. I knew Beck would be great, and we spoke about offering it to Beck. It wasn't the right timing for Beck. 3 years later, that consultant's dropped off now, so Beck messaged me and just joined me. And she's going to be incredible. So see the power in sticking it out. Like, you just never know how many exposures they're going to take. Keep building relationships and fortunes in the follow-up. And what the professionals do is just condense them to get smarter results faster. So if the average person takes 4 to 6 exposures, you know, you don't want to be booking exposures weeks later. So you might book a coffee date and then have a chat with them, and they can't see you again. They can't do something for a month. So you just leave it for a month. What I would do in that time is be sending links and stuff and saying, you know, no worries, I totally understand. My month's flat out as well. If I flicked you a link, would you like to see it? Yeah, I'd like to see it. Awesome. Well, I'll flick you a link, and what I might do is just organize a call to follow up with you after you've watched it. So when do you think you might be able to watch it? And I'll go, I'll probably watch it on Friday night. Awesome. Okay, well, I'll message you on Friday and I'll give you a call on Friday night. No worries. Booked in. There's another 2 exposures done that week. See how, like, you just condense them? And guys, when we call them, right, so then we've organized the call. We've set the task. We've sent the link, and we're going to organize a call and a follow-up. And we call them and say, how did you go? Did you watch the link? Did you see the link? And they say, no, I didn't see it. Because that happens sometimes, right? And, you know, especially when you're first getting started, guys, I hear yeses all the time now. I'm nearly 5 years into the business. I've really got my skills down pat. I've mastered Eric Worre's 8 steps to get that down pat. So, you know, we all start in the same place, and we all hear the no's more than we hear the yeses in the beginning. It's just how we learn. There's absolutely no other way to learn. So in the beginning, you might hear a few more no's. Make a note to check out Eric Worre's 8-step process. That will help you get yeses every single time. So, or to get more yeses anyway. So when your prospect does say no, can you guys hear Brock? Yeah, sorry, it's okay. Jared's gone in there. When you guys do get a no, it's so important to not get frustrated with your prospects and irritated. Has anyone done that before? I have. And it has a tone, you know, it comes across, and, you know, we're like, hey, how'd you go? Did you watch it? Oh, no, I didn't get to watch it. You're like, oh, I thought you were going to watch it. Like, it's like the 5th call. Why haven't you watched it? Yeah, you get disheartened, you get frustrated. And it's so important not to do that. I know it's easier said than done because you're excited, you know, but, you know, really try not to get irritated, because it creates that, you know, I can only work with people who do what they say they're going to do. That, you don't say that, but that tone comes out a bit. You know what I mean? That disappointment comes out a bit, that they should have had it done. So be really, really conscious to not do that. Always understand. I understand life gets in the way. No worries at all. When do you think you might be able to watch it? For sure, for sure. You know, say for sure twice. I do. It's funny. They laugh. I laugh. We book another time. And we just keep going. It's done. If they're a bit vague, you know, and this happens too, if they're like, when I say, when could you do it? For sure, for sure. When could you check it out? And they go, maybe here. And I just say, hey, you know what? You know, say her name's Claire. I just say, hey, you know what, Claire? I really don't want to waste your time, and I know you don't want to waste my time either. You know, like, just make a time. I don't care if it's a month's time. Just make a time and we'll call then. She's like, okay. Or she's like, and I go, you don't have to if you don't want to. If you don't want to watch it, it's all good. We can just say no and leave it at that. I'm not worried. When you say that, for some reason, not that I've ever had to do that often because I haven't, but it's important to do. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time getting disheartened and fluffing around with one person. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? There's so many connections and things out there to follow up with. So be clear. Goes back to you get the business you ask for. You've got to be clear with your intentions and set it out there, and don't dance around it too much with talking it down and being all trying to keep it all soft and nice and just mentioning it, just poking at it and trying to drop a hint, and just don't do that. Just be direct. You're a businesswoman, you're a professional. Just be direct and always be in a hurry. People are attracted to people who are in a hurry. So in that situation, they might say, oh yeah, look, you know what, Dan, I do want to watch it. I'll watch it next week. And I go, great, awesome. Well, I'll give you a call on Friday. Yep, Friday sounds good. Okay, I've got to run, hun. I'm doing this. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. That's it. Done. Next exposure's booked. So, and handling objections and you have your questions and objections too. So I wanted to chat with you guys tonight about handling objections, because we hit them in this business. And I truly believe that the reason we get objections from our prospects and our clients is because they like to sound educated. I read that in a book once and I was like, that is so true. People like to sound smart. So you're offering them a business. They want to sound intelligent when they speak to you. So of course they're going to say, what's your ingredient policy? They probably just had McDonald's for lunch. They probably got heaps of bad stuff at home. Do the ingredients actually matter to them? No. They're just wanting to sound like they're going to look into this, they're going to make you work for it. So just know that the first objections they say generally aren't the real thing that's keeping them back. It's always, the real thing that's keeping them back is always one of two things, which I'm going to get to in a minute. But they're so natural, guys. It's such a natural thing. So where am I up to on my notes? Flip over to the next page. Because often what we do when we get an objection is we get defensive or offensive. And it's just the worst thing you can do. So Eric Worre makes me laugh. He's like, if someone's like, is this a pyramid thing? And people go, what? Like the government? Like every job in the world at the moment, everything's a pyramid. So you don't want to do that. You want to keep it like, no, it's not a pyramid. They're illegal. I would never do anything that's illegal. There's nothing like a pyramid. Okay. And then explain why it isn't. I always say it's like a tree. I've sponsored someone in my business who makes more money than me. If this was a pyramid, that wouldn't work. So I love that about this business, that they can do that. They come in, you let them go, you watch them soar, as Caroline McFarlane said. And it's so, so true. So, and she's like, Eric Worre goes and people say, I don't have time to do a business. And you're like, oh, stop it. You got loads of time. Show me your calendar. Get out your calendar. We get all full of ambition. Sometimes we can't help ourselves. And it's so important to not do that. Always remember that our main goal, our only goal, is educating and understanding people. Always. At every level they're at, we're just going to educate them more and understand why they're at the level they are. And I'm such a believer, and I always tell myself when I start to feel frustrated or, anxious or whatever with anyone wherever they're at, is that everyone is always doing the very best they can for where they're at in their life. And it is so incredibly true. Our goal is to just educate them further and understand where they're at and help them understand how they can move forward as well. So where am I up to? You want to act as a consultant. So if they were going to be joining another business or another company, how would you handle that? You would just be like, you'd say questions like, well, what are you looking for? If I was talking to Anita and she was just my friend, and Anita was saying that she was going to open a hairdressing salon. She's a great hairdresser, but she's hesitant about it. She wants the future that can give her, but she's hesitant because of X, Y, Z. I'd say, okay, well, what are you looking for? What exactly do you want to create? What do you want to create from this salon? What are you passionate about? Is it going to relate to that? How can this help you? What's an is this really an objection for you? This thing that you're saying is holding you back, is it really an objection? You want to consult people, just ask questions, get to know them, build rapport, build trust, build that relationship. You're just helping someone get a result. And like I said before, all objections come down to two categories every single time. And to get to those categories, we use the feel, and to work past the categories, we use the feel, felt, found that I spoke about last week. So the two categories are, category one is they either have limiting beliefs in their abilities, or category 2, they have limiting beliefs in network marketing. They are the only reason someone doesn't join your business. Give me an objection, guys. What's something that you've heard why someone didn't join your business, and I'll tell you what category it would be in. You can pop it in the chat bar or say it out loud. What's a reason? Don't have the money. That's a limiting belief in themselves. They're worried about putting the money out there and not getting it back because they're worried that they're going to be able to do it. So it always comes back to those categories, hey, you know, and someone might say, what's an example of when it's, someone might say that they don't have time, limiting belief in themselves. They don't know enough people, limiting belief in themselves. Yeah, so true. If someone says, oh, is it one of those things? Limiting belief in network marketing. Yeah, see how that goes together? So true. So for an example, if someone says money, I've written out here what I would say to someone who says to me that they love everything, but they just don't have the money. This is what I would say, and this is what I would say. So guys, using the feel, felt, found method that I spoke about earlier, and always think when you're handling objections that you're going to give a story and ask a question. Story, question. Your story is using feel, felt, found, and you want to finish with a question. So I would say, you know, say it was you, Anita, and you said that you really wanted to do this, but you just didn't have $500 to get started. I would say, look, I totally understand. I had too much month at the end of the money as well. I really did. And no matter how much I was making, I was still struggling to pay the bills. It's in this today's world, it seems that the more you earn, the more you spend, and you can never get on top of things. What? Oh, when I looked at this business for me, I didn't know if it was, okay, I'm struggling because I'm trying to read off a script and I'm such a natural just speaker on the spot. So let me start that again. I would say I completely understand where you're at. I was the same when I first got started. I had too much month at the end of the money and I was just so stressed about paying bills, and no matter how much money I was making, I felt like I would just be spending more and I never seemed to be able to save. And when I looked at doing this, I felt like I wasn't sure if $500 would be responsible to outlay into something like this. But what I found and what I started to realize is that if I didn't change, nothing was going to change. And I was going to keep going like this for another 5 years and I was still going to be struggling. And when I really started to think about it, I thought this isn't about the money. This is because I don't know if I can do it. And it's a belief in myself. And when I started asking some questions and looking around, I realized that I could do it. And you know what, Anita, I believe you can do it too, and we can do it together. You know, when you really think of it like that and you look forward and see if this is important to you, having this change in your life and creating this future for your family, if you realize that as to be something important to you, do you think you can find the money to get started? That's how it, yeah. Now I should read my notes and see if I even stayed on point. So let me ask you the question. Sorry, I'm supposed to end. I was supposed to say, so let me ask you a question. If you looked at this and really looked at your options, if you decided it was important enough, could you find the money? Yes. Yeah. See how more empowering that is than, oh, you can get the money. Like, you know, just understand where they're at. And then they feel like they're not embarrassed that they don't have the money because you didn't either. You know, they feel like they've been related to. So, and if it's not your story, guys, if that wasn't an issue for you, you want to be authentic, okay? So don't say it's your story if it's not your story. Don't make it up. That generally was a story for me. That's how I felt. We had to use the last of our savings account for me to start my Arbonne business. And I was scared. I was scared out of my mind. I was scared to take that money and put it in there. But I knew that's exactly how I felt. I looked at my future and I couldn't see how it was going to be any different in 5 years' time if I didn't try something different. So it was worth the risk for me. And if it's not your story, use your friend's story. So you might say, my friend Denny felt the same when she started in her business, you know, and then just insert the story. Eliminate their limiting belief and open up their mind to a better future for themselves. So another one that we might hear is time. I hear that one. That's probably one of the most common ones I hear, Denny. I just don't know if I've got time to run another business. Same thing. I know exactly how you feel. You know what? When I first started, I was so stressed out and frazzled. I was looking at thing after thing after thing, and I just could never, ever, ever find the time. It stressed me out so much. And then I started to think, if I don't make the time and if I don't invest, more time, I'm never going to have any time. Yeah. So you got to, so let me ask you a question. If you realize this could give you more time, do you think you could change in order to make that happen? I realized I could build this business in 15-minute intervals. I didn't have 2 hours spare anywhere, but I had 15 minutes everywhere. Those sort of things. So you always think story, question. And guys, practice, practice, practice. Practice is the key. When Eric Worre went over this, he got people to couple up and go and do a role play. I thought about role playing tonight, and I thought, no, if I ask any of you to role play, you're going to be like, Denny, I'm going to kill you. I'm not doing that. But it's so important to practice. Play this video back, take notes of what I say and the wording, and make it you, and practice in the mirror. Can you imagine how good you would be at speaking from the heart and talking like that after you've done it 10 times? The first time, you're going to be nervous. I'm not going to lie. It's some serious getting outside your comfort zone. That's why very few people do it, because it takes everything. It takes all of you to step outside your comfort zone. I was telling Maddie the other day, my very first lady that I gave a card to, she was the owner of a hairdresser. She actually asked me if I was okay. I was shaking that bad. I was so nervous, but it was so worth it. She's still a client of mine today. How fun is that? Very first lady I handed a business card to. So you're going to be nervous. I was saying to Jackie in the car this afternoon, I remember smacking myself in the head, walking out of a business appointment going, oh, I can't believe you said that. It was the stupidest thing to say. It's the only way to learn. Don't be afraid to learn, because it gives you the confidence to go back and do it again. But understanding how to, use your story question, always relating to people and then backing it up with the question, that is such a game changer for your business. Handling objections is everything. Often people say, I'm not a salesperson. That's great. Me neither. Story question. Yeah, roll them in together. Avoid making people feel stupid. Sometimes we don't realize we do this, because we are starting to learn personal development and we're growing and we're learning, and, we say things and do things that can imply that we're smarter or we're better because we've worked it out, and you guys know what I mean. Little examples of things like that. Really avoid doing that. Don't ever do that. Yeah, when you role play, when you go through these things, you'll realize that you start to feel trustworthy. They feel like they can trust you. They feel like this is a relationship place. They feel like that you're compassionate. They don't feel stupid because of their objections, because you had them too, or someone had them too. Such an important part in building rapport. So network marketing. So a common objection that people might say to you about when it's about network marketing is this MLM? Is it one of those things? I don't want to bother my friends. How much money are you making? Has anyone ever heard things like that? We do. It's the business. We hear it sometimes. This is when they've got a story with network marketing. This is when they've got an objection with network marketing. Guys, there's only ever 2 objections. The only reason they don't join you is because they either don't believe in themselves or they don't believe in network marketing. That's it. So true. It's bang on. When Eric Worre said that, I was like, that is bang on. It's spot on. So anyway, so they've had an experience. So when they say with emotion, like, is this network marketing? Something like that. If someone says something like that to me, I always say, wait. I think you have a story. This is network marketing. I wouldn't build a business with any other industry ever. I think it's the smartest by far. But by the sound of that, I think you have a story, and I would love to hear what's happened to you. And they go, yeah, I do actually have a story. My cousin got involved in network marketing. He had to pay $5,000 to get started. He never made any money back. And I'm like, wow, this actually happened to me. And I'm like, what? $5,000 to get started? That's insane. And how's the company today? Like, what about the people who sponsored him? No, none of them do it anymore. And I said, well, is that really an issue with network marketing, or is that an issue with that company? Because no one's ever paid that much money to start an Arbonne business before. I have people who start on $130, and I have people who start on between there and $2,000. But there's no pressure to start on $2,000. You can start on whatever your budget is, and we'll work with you from there. And he's like, oh, okay. So, you know, often people just need to understand that not all of them are the same. Or someone might say, you know, yeah, I joined network marketing. I will never, ever do it again. I'm like, oh, I would love to know what your story is. I had this sponsor and she rang me every single day. Every day. Have you done your sales today? Why haven't you done your sales today? And I'm like, that's awful. That's awful that happened to you. I would never treat my consultants like that, ever. And that, you know, that's just not, it's your business. It's not their business, you know, and you go through, and you work through it. You have to get to the bottom of their story to understand how to handle their objection. Because often the first thing people tell you isn't the truth. That's a giant tip going forward. They'll tell you that they don't have the money to purchase a pack. They don't have the money to sign up. They'd love to change, but they don't have the money. But when that's not it, go further and then you'll find that they say, oh, actually, my cousin used to do Arbonne. Oh, really? Yeah. And she had this sponsor that was just always in her face. I'm like, well, was that a problem with Arbonne or was that a problem with the sponsor? Oh, it's probably the sponsor because I've never had that issue. You know, feel, felt, found too. Like, you know, I've heard of situations like that. You know, I've heard of how you must be feeling, you know, whatever, you know, roll it from there. I would have felt the same way. That's horrible. For Avon consultants now, you know, I'm so sorry that your company fell down. That must have been so awful for you to go through that. And did you have a team? Yeah, I did have a team. That must have been awful because they would have been looking up to you for leadership and trust and guidance. And, you know, companies fall down in every single industry in the world, not just network marketing, all of them. Companies go up every day. It's life. It's, you know, it's really horrible that happened to you. That's not a reflection on network marketing. That's a reflection of your company. So it's just getting to the bottom of the objections and understanding with them, relating to them. So I wanted to, in closing, mention this, guys, because I thought that it was so great. This is, if you guys all printed this off, just type it in the chat bar if you have. You're getting started, your first 90 days. It's on that little website that I've made for you guys on our Welcome to the LEASK region. There's a section on there that has this printed and it's amazing. I have mine next to my bed and I just flick through it and, you know, fill out all the stuff. I treated it like I was a brand new consultant. I went through the whole thing to before I would give it to you guys, make sure that it had my backing. But there's a section in there, the fortune is in the follow-up, which is ironic. That's exactly what I was talking about tonight. But it's on page 40. And I love how it gives you an example of how powerful following up can be. So, because this is exactly how it works and this is exactly how my business has worked. Jackie, Anita, Haley, and Louise, I met all of you guys through people before you joined Arbonne. Yeah? See how the fortune's in the follow-up? Nearly all of you, except for Mads, on my screen tonight are because of following up. Because I followed up with you from the beginning. That's incredible, hey? When you think about it, how that works. That's 99% of my business on the screen tonight. So it's so powerful to follow up. I met you through your sponsors. Sponsors. They might not have always followed up with you, but I always did. So now I feel like I've sponsored you. Using my front line. I'm taking you. But yeah, it's fortune is in the follow-up for sure. So your clients and preferred clients are the backbone of your business. The relationship you develop with them today can mean years of future business and product sales. Each client and preferred client relationship you nurture can result in a chain of business with almost unlimited potential. So for example, this little grid that they've put up here is so great. So they've got you meet Claire at a group presentation and she makes a product purchase. So you've got one new client, which is Marie. Following up with Marie, she decides to host her own group presentation. From this, you book 2 more product presentations and sponsor 2 preferred clients. So now you have 5 new clients at Marie's group presentation. So you've just taken your 1 new client and turned it to 5. You schedule a one-on-one with Kelly, one of Marie's guests, and she joins your team as an independent consultant. Now you have 5 new clients and a new independent consultant. Let me just flip it over. The first of the 2 group presentations from Marie's party is a big success. You sign up 3 preferred clients. Now you've got 12 new clients and 3 preferred clients. You're following up with 2 guests leads to 1 additional group presentation and 1 new PC. You hold 2 group presentations from bookings. You got at the last party and 1 person signs up as an independent consultant. So all from following up with Marie. And this is what my business, when I read this, I was like, that's crazy, because this is what my business looks like all the time. It just goes from follow up to follow up to follow up to follow up. So from Marie, from following up correctly with 1 guest, this person's created 34 clients, 6 preferred clients, and 2 independent consultants. And it'll keep going from there. Can you imagine if she never called Marie to see how she went at her party? All that business gone. So much power in the follow-up. So, you look at product presentations and things you've had before. Can you see where you probably might have been able to follow up a bit better? Because I can. I look back at mine and go, whew, if I had followed up better in the first 12 months, I would have had way bigger business up in Mackay while I was there with what I could have created up there. I just didn't learn the power in the follow-up until later. And, now I love writing people handwritten letters. It's so important to get the client card. It's also on our webpage that I've made, and make sure that all your clients fill that in. We did that at Maddie's launch on the weekend. We do it. I've done it for Yonks and Yonks. We did it at Hayley's as well. And that gives you everyone's details so that you can send them a handwritten thank you note. Send them a handwritten thank you note and like a little primer sample. Say, thank you so much for coming to my product presentation. Your support to my business meant the world to me. And a little thing. Can you imagine the relationship you'll start to build with all your clients like that? Do you think they're going to hop over and order from somebody else after getting something like that from you? No way. It's all in the follow-up, 100%. Look what can be created. And then I love on page 41, it's got following up, and it's got here's some methods to keep in touch. And it's brilliant. It's just some dot point stuff. A couple of days after products are delivered, give them a quick call. That's how someone there's connected with Marie. Get email addresses, and that's where I say them client cards are so great so that you can keep in touch. I offer people at product presentations to join my Facebook VIP group. So that's a great one, Mads, that you can follow up with your girls from and say, would you like to be in this VP group? I would love to add you in. And it's a way to keep them exposures happening all the time. Send holiday greetings, not just for Christmas and December, but for Mother's Day, for Father's Day, for Valentine's Day. Send a little handwritten heart card in the mail and say, Happy Valentine's Day. I would love to share my consultant discount with you to celebrate this special occasion, or whatever, or specials that Arbonne have got going. So that's what follow up by phone about a month after the sales to see how your client is going. Do you know how important it is to give your client a call about a month after they've got their product? So I had this one lady, I rang her about a month in to see how her products were going, and she said, oh, I'm so glad you rang, because I don't like them. I can't stand them. And now that you've rang, I'm going to actually return them. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, what's the matter? What's happened? You love the RE9. And she said, oh, it's just so sticky. It's sticking all over my face. It doesn't feel like it's rubbing in properly. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound right. I said, can you just walk me through what you're doing? So you're cleansing. And she goes, yep. She went through cleanse, tone, eye cream, cleanse, tone, serum, eye cream, day cream, instant lift gel. And I was like, instant lift gel, you're doing that all over your face? Yeah. Twice a day? Yeah. You don't do that twice a day all over your face. Can you imagine what your face would feel like if you rubbed instant lift gel in twice a day? If I didn't follow up with her, she would have just returned those products. I would have never heard from her again to see how she was going with them. So I was able to say, no, honey, use your instant lift gel around your eye area. That's it. It's just like Botox in a bottle for your eyes. That's all it is. Oh, okay. And it went from there. So, yeah, so powerful, guys. The following up is everything. So that is it for tonight. Do you guys have any questions that you want to holler at me before we close up? Excuse me. No? We're good? How are you feeling with that diagram and your ASVPs and, picturing it going forward? Dream big, guys. I would love you to strategize yourself and know what you want your business to look like so you know how to put it together. Go to the source and Google selling ASVP packs and make it your goal that in the next 7 days you're going to sell 2 ASVP packs. Two ASVP packs at What is that? Yeah, the VIP group is great, Maddie. I love it. It's a great one too, you know, when you're hosting a presentation that, when you're hosting a presentation, people need to be your friends to be in the VIP group. So often they say, I would love to be in the VIP group. And I go, oh, is it okay if I add you on Facebook then? Because I need to be your friend to have the Facebook permission to add you in. Yeah, sure. Here's my Facebook. So now they're going to watch you grow. If you're utilizing your social media, they're going to watch your social media presence grow and be in your VIP group. So you're going to be exposing with them forever. How clever. So clever. So it's all in the following up. So if you make it your goal to sell 2 ASVP packs in the next 7 weeks, the next 7 days by next Wednesday, that will be $140 in your paycheck in a week from 2 ASVP. So powerful, hey? Yeah. Go you, Mads. Mad had her first one-on-one today. How exciting. Yeah. She sent through her picture and it looked amazing. And it sounds like you did a really good job, honey. Her client loved all of her products. So good. I'm excited to hear how that goes and how you go from here with following up. It's where it's at. All right then, guys. Well, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. I'm going to go and have a shower and go to bed. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tonight. And I can't wait to hear from you all soon. Go rock your week out. Bye.